Flip this over. So today we're releasing a report called Frozen Funding Leads to Cracks in the Foundation. And this title is by no accident. The State Board of Regents, recognizing that early childhood education and pre-K programs are the cornerstone of every young child's educational foundation, recommended that this year we increase pre-K funding by $53 million. This recommendation, unfortunately, was not reflected in the executive budget. And today we're here to talk about, you already heard some of the impact across the state. We're here to talk about the impact of this recent state budget cuts and ask that this $53 million is in fact included in the final budget. Just a few days ago, the SUNY Chancellor, Nancy Zimfer, talked about half of the state's children being unprepared for kindergarten, and that those problems are essential to be addressed before students transition into college. Well, with a little over 40% of our state's 4-year-olds being covered, we clearly have quite a bit to do in order to make every child ready for kindergarten and ready for college. Our report shows, as you can see in this chart, that the trend in state funding for pre-K has been declining over the last few years. We started out in 2007 and 8 with an amount that got increased after the historic education reform that got enacted that was reflected in 2008. And then it's been all down. It's been a downward trend since then. And now we are way down here at less than $385 million. What does this mean? It means that fewer children are being able to be served by state funding, which also means that they're being cut out of the system, not being ready for kindergarten and for later success in school and in life. I don't want to repeat the impact you guys heard already. We have the Yonkers pre-K cut back to half day from full day. There are school districts in the state, such as Huntington and Elwood, that cut kindergarten back to half day. And it means that children will not have the ability to enjoy the benefits of these early childhood programs. The budget reality also had an impact on child care subsidies and services. Many counties, you can see in our report on page 7, there's a chart there that shows the impact of child care subsidies and services across the state. A lot of counties have stopped taking applications to subsidize children of low-income families. And for instance, in Erie County, the eligibility was lowered, so that meant about 1,100 families stopped receiving subsidies, which also means that children of lower-income families that need access to these lovely programs do not have access to it because their parents cannot afford to pay the market, the tuition that centers and other family-based providers require. So we're missing out on great benefits. As Kate mentioned in the beginning, pre-K is one of the strongest predictors of higher student achievement. Having access to a quality pre-K program means spending less on special ed. There is lower grade repetition and higher college participation. It also means that children that go to pre-K programs have a better chance of getting a better job, earning higher income, and living a healthier and happier life. All of these benefits are not new. There's been years of research illustrating all of this. Yet this year's executive budget, instead of investing in proven programs like pre-K, proposes that we set that aside and we invest in experimental programs such as the competitive grants. I will end by saying this. As a mother of a 2-year-old, I have firsthand experience what it means to have access to a quality early childhood program. My daughter is 2.5 and she can count to 20. She knows her colors, her shapes. She speaks in full sentences that sometimes leave me speechless. And I don't know how to respond, but that's better than the alternative, I guess. It's very evident to anyone who has experienced this that how crucial it is to have investment in these programs. Therefore, we again we ask that the legislature adds this $53 million from the $250 million invested in competitive grants. We want those $53 million in the pre-K funding. It's absolutely crucial. And in addition to that, we ask the legislature to follow the governor's lead, and we applaud him for that, for putting $93 million in child care subsidies and services for low-income families, and we ask the legislature that they adopt that recommendation as well. Thank you.